Well, my picks are late today as I've been busy uploading videos and all, as it's now time for week 6 of the 2019 NFL season for my picks last week. 8-7. I guess I'm lucky I got a winning record, but oh my god, 8-7 is terrible. So many close games did not go the way I needed to go. God damn, I'm not getting lucky with my picks whatsoever this year. Other than that 12-4 stretch, week 2 I think it was. And here is the playoff stands at the season today. In the AFC, it's the Patriots and Chiefs with the byes, with the Raiders at the Texans and Bills at the Ravens. And the NFC, it's the 49ers and Packers. 49ers and Saints with the byes, with the Lions at the Packers and the Seahawks at the Eagles. And at the season end of the day, I'm picking the Patriots beating the Saints. So now, let's get to my week 6 picks. So we start off the week with Thursday night tonight, as it's the Giants at the Patriots for the first time since 2011. Although, funny enough, maybe they should have had Eli to start since he always seems to do well against the Patriots, remember. Especially since they last time beat them in Foxborough in 2011. As the Patriots are trying to go 6-0 for the first time since 2015. As the Giants got absolutely destroyed by the Vikings last week, to my absolute surprise. And the Patriots, no surprise, beat the Redskins. Actually forced Jay Gruden to be fired and all, which I can't wait to talk about that soon. And, I mean, the Patriots are going to easily win this, but at the same time, it is the Giants. And we know how much the Giants have been the kryptonite for the Patriots for 10 years plus now. So, don't be surprised if the Giants somehow maybe pull up the upset. If Eli played, maybe they have a better chance just for that. But I'm definitely picking the Patriots for this. And then we get to our second London game, which of course they put at 9:30. So hopefully I won't be asleep at that time so I can watch. As it's the Panthers at the Buccaneers. As the Panthers, wow, after that 0-2 start, they've now won 3 in a row and held on to beat the Jaguars last week. A big win that was. And the Buccaneers put up a good effort against the Saints, but they just couldn't keep up. Now, of course, the the Buccaneers, were the last team the Panthers lost to, remember, back on that first Thursday night game. And a lot's changed since then. I probably would have picked the Buccaneers to get this one, but with the Panthers playing much better now, I'm picking the Panthers to get revenge. And then we finally get to 1 p.m. action, so I have an important game with one of these two trying to get to 4-2, as it's the Eagles at the Vikings for the first time since 2013, as they've played each other, God, 3 years in a row now or something like that, including the playoffs. As the Eagles got that impressive victory against the Jets to no one's surprise, but God, was it like 9-10 sacks or something like that? Oh my God, that's incredible. And the Vikings destroyed the Giants on the road. I guess all the drama that happened during the week after they lost to the Bears really helped them that time because they needed that win. And I'm picking the Vikings for this one, but watch the Eagles somehow pull off an upset. And then we get to two winless teams going to go fighting out to get their first win, as it's the Redskins at the Dolphins for the first time since 2011, as the Redskins trying to avoid 0-6 for the first time since 1998, and the Dolphins trying to avoid 0-5 for the first time since 2007, as the Redskins, actually I'll save that for later, the Dolphins got destroyed by Chargers last time they played. I think that's right, they were on their bye last week if I'm correct, so not good for them in that regard. And then the Redskins, they got destroyed by the Patriots last week, and it led to Jay Gruden finally getting fired. It felt like that was like long overdue since like 2017 you thought that was going to happen. But he's gone, and now they brought in Bill Cunningham, or whatever his name was. He, of course, was the Raiders head coach from 2002-2003, which got them their last Super Bowl appearance. This is the first time I think he's coached since 2013, so he hasn't coached in 16 years. Not exactly sure. Even for interim, is that necessarily the smartest thing to do? But that's what they did. But, of course, who are we kidding me? If the Redskins want to have any sort of change whatsoever, they got to get rid of Bruce Allen and most certainly get rid of Daniel Snyder. But, of course, neither will ever happen, apparently, it seems. Oh, boy. And, of course, will they start Dwayne Haskins this week? I have no idea whatsoever. And with that, especially after we saw what Haskins did against the Giants, I'm actually going to pick the Dolphins for this one. Then we get to a big AFC matchup, as it's the Texans at the Chiefs for the first time since 2013. As the Texans, wow! Holy shit! Oh my God! Deshaun Watson, his name wouldn't come to my head for some reason, put up 5 touchdowns! That was incredible! Although he's still being sacked to oblivion, but I don't think he got sacked at all or anywhere near as much last time against the Falcons. See what happens if you protect Watson good enough? He'll actually play very well. Maybe keep that in mind. And the Chiefs got absolutely shut down by the Colts in a revenge game from the playoffs last year, as their offense couldn't do absolute shit. That's what happens. The Colts took notes from the Lions. Simple way to beat the Chiefs. Just shut down Mahomes and that's it. And this is going to be interesting as hell, but I think the Chiefs will get this one. As this will actually be... Yeah, this actually is the first time, if I'm correct, Watson and Mahomes played each other in the regular season. That'll be interesting to see. Maybe it'll be an offensive shootout, but I'm not fully sold on Watson being able to do that again unless the offensive line protects him. So I'm picking the Chiefs for this. And then it's the Saints at the Jaguars for the first time since 2011, as the Saints got a very impressive win against the Buccaneers, as Breeze will be hopefully back soon, playing pretty good right now. And Bridgewater's playing good enough. Maybe he can show himself to be the future a successor for Breeze, baby. Jaguars, that was a tough, hard-fought game against the Panthers, and you just couldn't win. That sucks. You played so hard in that one. Now the Saints, yeah, they're weak by Breeze, but they're going to be tough, and they should not underestimate the Jaguars for this one. But I'm picking the Saints for this one. And then watch the Jaguars actually show up and actually beat. And then it's the Seahawks at the Browns for the first time since 2011, as the Seahawks got that very close win against the Rams last Thursday night. Oh, man, that interception! Holy shit, that was incredible. Talk about luck right there. And then the Browns. That beatdown they got on Monday night at the 49ers. Oh, God, that was incredible. Defense dominated that regard. It was like 5 turnovers or something like that. Oh, my God. The Browns are so overrated this year, and Baker Mayfield has been so bad this year. It is absolutely incredible how difference a year makes. Nothing seems to be going right for them yet. They're 2-3, so despite their troubles, they're still right there in the division. If they win and the Ravens lose, guess what? They're right back in the lead again. So despite their struggles, you can't underestimate them. Now you would probably think, I'm sure if I looked up like the fan picks, I'm sure overwhelmingly Seahawks are going to be picked to win this one. But don't forget the Seahawks, although they're 4-1, all their games they won, except for the Cardinals one, were all very close. So they could easily lost a whole bunch of those games and be in a much different situation they are now. So they're kind of like the reverse somewhat of like the Browns, winning very close games, which is not really that confidence showing. And in a surprise pick, I'm actually going to pick the Browns for this one. Well, don't forget, too, they've lost one and win one, so the trend would probably continue this week. And I'm just not fully sure if the Seahawks are really the team to actually fully trust yet, despite their record. And as the Bengals at the Ravens, as the Bengals try to avoid 0-6 for the first time since 2008, as they lost a close one to the Cardinals. Meanwhile, the Ravens, oh, God. Yeah, you beat the Steelers. You should have honestly lost that one. Lamar Jackson was so terrible. And honestly, I think they only won simply because Rudolph got injured and knocked out. Even though it didn't even really look like that hard of a hit to me. That's the only reason I think they won that one. They got really lucky. And how funny enough, Jackson's going to play against the team he gave his first start to. Now the Bengals historically have played very good when they visit the Ravens. In fact, they're, I think it's like 3-2 now. God, for a while, a couple years ago, it was like almost undefeated when the Bengals come into town. So, yeah, the Ravens should not underestimate the Bengals, especially with that losing record. They're going to be desperate to finally get that first win eventually. I'm picking the Ravens for this, but I will not be surprised whatsoever if the Bengals actually get this too. Then we get to our 4 p.m. game, starting off with a huge one in the NFC West. Big one too, as it's the 49ers at the Rams, as the 49ers try to go 5-0 for the first time since 1990. As what a dominant destruction they did against the Browns. That was absolutely incredible how much they dismantled the Browns on Monday night. And the Rams, I'm starting to get the feeling Super Bowl hangover starting to affect them. They've lost 2 in a row, although it was a close one against the Seahawks, and they just have not looked good this year. They just haven't. They really kind of are struggling right now. Now, of course, I'm sure a lot of people are already picking the 49ers for this one. Not me. I'm picking the Rams for this one. I'm still not fully sold yet if the 49ers are legit. And then it's the Falcons at the Cardinals for the first time since 2013 as, oh God, what the hell, Falcons? You're playing exactly, you have the same record you did this time last year, 1-4. Oh God. And then you let the Texans put up 53 points on you in a shootout. Oh my God, what is wrong with the Falcons this year? And they don't have the injury excuse pretty much either like they did last year. It's starting to become kind of obvious. They're really regression, and last year was like an omen of that. That's terrible. And the Cardinals, finally, they got their first win of the year at the Bengals in a close one. This one, of course, although the Falcons are much better on paper than the Cardinals, I'm actually going to pick the Cardinals for this one. The Falcons are really, really, really struggling. And I mean really, really badly struggling. And they always struggle when they visit the Cardinals, too, like the last 10 years. I'm picking the Cardinals for this one, but I guess I won't be surprised here if the Falcons get it. And it's the Cowboys at the Jets for the first time since 2011, as the Jets try to avoid 0-5 for the first time since 1996, as the Cowboys... I am so glad I picked the Packers last week because that was exactly the results I expected. Exactly. As they can't ever beat the Packers when they host them, for God's sake. How long has it been since they did it? Oh, that's right. 2007 was the last time they beat the Packers when they hosted them. Wow. Absolutely incredible. They got destroyed. And don't let that 10-point win convince you otherwise. No. That was a complete and utter rout. They should be embarrassed how badly they played. So, obviously, all the hype from the Cowboys is pretty much gone. They can only beat shitty teams. They can't beat actual good teams like the Saints and Packers right now. And, of course, the Jets got destroyed last week against the Eagles, to no one's surprise. I have no idea Sam Darnold will ever start anytime soon. In the end, it probably doesn't really matter because they're so bad. I'm picking the Cowboys for this one. After all, they can only beat terrible teams right now, if you all noticed that. And then watch. Oh, God, wouldn't it be funny if the Jets actually beat the Cowboys? Because remember, the Jets have beaten the Cowboys the last 2 times. Cowboys haven't beaten them since 2007. So, yeah, that would be kind of funny if they actually beat them. And then, oh God, we get to a game that was very difficult to predict, as it's the Titans at the Broncos for the first time since 2013, as the Titans, oh God, like I said all year, this fucking team the last few years is the most inconsistent team I've seen in years. One week they're destroying teams, the other week they can't even beat teams that they should easily beat. Oh my God. And then the Broncos finally got their first win to avoid 0-5 for the first time ever against the Chargers. How about that? You beat them 2 years in a row down in L.A. Impressive. As they finally almost choked one too, but they got out of that one. This one is so hard to predict because you can't really trust either team. You can't trust them. In fact, I've never picked the Broncos yet this year. I just looked it up too. They're the only team I have yet to pick this year. As the Broncos, they've played solid in a bunch of the games, but then they choke it because their defense sucked so badly, except last week when they finally showed up. So I would probably pick the Titans, but then the problem with the Titans is that they're inconsistent. They fucking keep blowing games that they should win, and then the other weeks they destroy everyone. One week they look like an almost Super Bowl contender, and the other week they look like trash. I just don't know what to say. And this is a probably crazy pick too, but I'm actually going to pick the Titans still. I'm going to hope that they actually show up this week, and hopefully the Broncos defense chokes like they've done the 2 of the last games they've played, and the Titans actually get, but watch the Broncos actually get too instead, because we know the Titans, they are inconsistent. And then we get to Sunday night, which I don't know why they kept this game in. They probably should have flexed it out, as it's the Steelers at the Chargers for the first time since 2015, as this is the Steelers' first appearance in LA since 1994, as the Steelers... It sucks he lost Rudolph, but come on, you should have won that game instead of letting that fumble happen. You should have won that. That's unacceptable that you blew it against the Ravens. You played much better than them. And the Chargers, oh boy, looks like they are all hype and no show. Looks like they're a very disappointing team this year, as they lost to the Broncos 2 years in a row hosting them. And of course, this is a rematch from last year. Remember, the Steelers were up like 23-6 or something like that, and then they choked and let the Chargers get the win. Oh boy, I really don't know what to say. The Chargers are so terrible so far this year. They have very underperformed. But at the same time, I really can't say I could pick the Steelers much either, because all the injuries, Big Ben gone and Mason Rudolph gone, and I have no idea what their first string QB is. I have no idea how he'll play whatsoever. Oh, God. I'm probably going to regret picking this, but I'm picking the Chargers for this one, and then watch, of course, they'll choke and let the Steelers get a win. And then we get to Monday night, a big one too, as whoever wins this has the lead in the NFC North, as it's the Lions at the Packers, as the Lions, off their bye, after they lost that close one to the Chiefs, they showed the formula. They showed the formula to beat the Chiefs, and they couldn't seal it. Oh, that bites. They're lucky because they could easily have been 4-0 and 0-4 at the same time. So they're lucky they're 2-1-1. And the Packers, that's exactly why I picked you against the Cowboys last week, because I knew you were going to do that, and you showed up too. Absolute dominant performance against the Cowboys. But now, time for you to show why you should own the NFC North now. Can you beat the Lions? Now, normally you would probably say, yeah, of course they're going to beat the Lions. But don't forget, the Lions the last 4 years in Lambeau are 3-1. Remember 4 years ago when the Lions went 24 straight years not being able to win in Lambeau? Now they've only lost one game in the last 4 years. They beat them twice in a row. And remember, they shut them out last time. So, obviously the Packers should not underestimate the Lions this year, especially since they're playing pretty damn good. I'm picking the Packers, though, for this one, but do not underestimate the Lions, Packers, or you will be not leading the NFC North for much longer. So those are my picks for Week 6. I can't wait for Giants and Patriots tonight, and hopefully I could do good this week, because goddamn, these last 2 weeks have been absolute shit. See you guys next time for Week 7.